Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How to get clients with video specifically for you. If, like me, you are over the age of 40, I'm going to give you 4 simple steps today. And the first one is this. There's a lot of people asking, how long should my videos be? Should I do shorts? What platform should I put the videos on? All that sort of stuff. You know, what type of background and, what camera? And we'll come to that. But none of this is going to work. And your video strategy is not going to be effective. In my experience, what's my experience? With 997,000 views on YouTube, I can directly this fiscal year attribute over 300,000 of cash collected to video, me speaking on camera like this. In my experience, the best thing to do before you go on camera is to think about a concept that I like to call solo content minutes. What does that mean? Well, think about when you buy any product or service today as compared to 10 years ago. Think back 10 years ago. It's crazy, right? When you bought things then, you needed to speak to individuals. You needed to organize consults. You needed to get information because there wasn't a lot available online. But with artificial intelligence, with the explosion of the internet after the pandemic, there's become less and less and less need to speak to an individual early in the buying process. What does that mean? Well, it means that people are doing all their research and reaching a conclusion about who they want to go with before they book a sales call. And if you don't have the right content up there, and if you don't expose people to you for a prolonged period of time so that they can build a relationship with you, get a sense for what you're about, then it gets really, really difficult. Let me ask you a question. Let's say, just hypothetically speaking, the data says different. You need to get 1 hour of somebody's time, of them listening to you, before they buy. What's going to be easier? Let's say they listen to a tiny bit of a short, and let's say they, just for this sum, they listen to 30% or 33% of a short. To get 60 minutes, you would need to make 60, 120, 180 shorts. That's a lot of work. But what if you made 7 to 12 minute videos of you on screen like this? I call them talking head videos. You need to make way less of them. They'd be way less work, and you could just split them out to shorts anyway. So for the last 3 to 4 years, I haven't got everything right. But one thing I have got right is I completely ignored short form video as a focus. I still create it, but the short form videos are a result of my long form content. So if I could give you anything to take away from video content, think about solo content minutes. How many minutes can I create in the most efficient way possible, given my time, so that people spend time with me? And a solo content interview, by the way, would not include you interviewing somebody, because when you're interviewing somebody, you're not the focus of the show. That's a completely different model entirely. Now, the second thing you want to think about is this. And too many people, they come on camera and they say, you need to stop doing this. You should. You need to. You have to. I would recommend that you remove those words from your content on video completely for some types. What do I mean by that? Well, think about if you were to go into a big store or a big mall this weekend, and you were just to walk through the mall and start tapping people on the shoulder that you've never met and order them around saying, you should do this. You need to go to this shop. You shouldn't go here because it sells this. You need to go there. These people would look at you like you've got 2 heads. You might even be in physical danger. And that's what people do on the internet. They go on camera like this and they have their vocabulary full of things like you should, you need to, you have to. And that's okay if people know you. If people know you and they're already familiar with you, you can get away with that. If you're a celebrity like Tony Robbins, or you're already a well-known public figure, you have the authority to say you should, you need to, you have to. And the mistake a lot of people make is they look at content like Tony's and all these other people, and then they think, well, if they're doing it, I need to do it. But we're not Tony Robbins yet. So when you do top of funnel, meaning when people don't know you, the most important thing is to use soft language, the word we, and meet them where they're at. Hold them neutral in a place of agreement for as long as possible before you move on to giving your opinion. What do I mean by this? So I might open a video and say, hey, look, I think we're all trying to build our businesses over the age of 40. And we see these young kids who spend all day working. But for us, over 40s, it's hard, right? Because we've got kids, we've got family, we've got to look after our health. We've got all sorts of different priorities. And a lot of people say that the best thing to do is this. But what I found to be true is, and then launch into a story. Do you see how you've met them on a place of common understanding rather than going straight into ordering them around? The next thing is play the game. Play the game. What do I mean by play the game? Well, if you think about the internet and all that, right? I call it Oreo content. When I do really value-filled videos like this, we don't get a lot of views, but we get leads. When I get a picture of me eating some Oreos or lifting some weights that has nothing to do with what I do, I get loads of reach. So it's important to add the Oreo content into your video content. But what is the Oreo content? It's not going to be literally you eating a load of Oreos. Think about something that your market resonates with, that's really common and almost everybody can get on board with and will agree with and go, yeah, I like this person. This person agrees with me. That then earns you the right to talk about what you do. And then once you've earned that right, you can introduce a few shoulds and have to and all that. So for me, I talk a lot about health. I talk about my health. I talk about how I'm losing weight, how I have a garage gym, how I'm lifting weight, how I have problems with my wrist, diet. For you, it might be something different. It might be religion. It might be your political view. It might be something you believe in locally as a cause. But find that top of funnel content and do that. And the last thing is we really need to talk about this, right? You need to stop using these. What's this? It's a webcam. Can't see it. I don't care if it's an expensive one. I don't care if it's a good one. It's okay for Zoom meetings, but for content where you will be judged, people reach conclusions about you, you've already got a phone. This camera on the front of your phone here, on an iPhone, they have cinema mode. You put cinema mode in and you're going to get a really good image that's going to be massively superior to any website. I mean, this is a $200 webcam. It isn't even anything near what I get from this. That's the number one thing you can do if you want to immediately uplift your content game. And if you want me to help you with your video content, just pop me a message or comment below and connect with me on whatever social media platform. Send me a message and I'll give you a free review of your video set and one of your videos. Have a wonderful day, all right? Bye-bye.